Hey guys, I'm Eric Reingen with CrossFit RRG. I'm here today with David Paradiso from Paradiso CrossFit Venice and Marina Del Rey. We're here to talk about equipment maintenance, some things that happen around the affiliate. So David's going to help us out with explaining some of the things that they do here to make sure the members and the athletes are safe. So we're going to talk about boxes first. David, what do you look for when you're checking out a box in particular?
These were actually built by one of our members. Very well built, but over time they're dragged around, stacked, and banged. Some people use them for Olympic lifting training. So just paying attention to any of the seams, so make sure no screws are sticking out. Sometimes the plywood will kind of get ripped off a little bit. So just checking the corners where people are jumping, and then also checking the inside to see if there's been any cracking of the top base. So if you see any of those things, pull them out. Some of them can be fixed, some of them can't, and that's just the way it goes. But
yeah, I think that's a good point, pointing out the inside of the box. Let's say that a trainer does notice that something like this happens during a WOD. What's the general procedure here? They just grab it right away, or?
Yeah, I mean, typically nothing's going to fall apart on one jump. It's never that bad. But as soon as it's pointed out, it just goes on the side, and then myself or one of the other managers will kind of take a look at it and see if it's worth saving or not. And that's just part of the deal here, is that we got to replace stuff when it's broken. And I always tell people to try to create a quality piece of equipment from the beginning, so they don't have to replace it too often.
We're over here at the plate section over here at Paradiso CrossFit Venice. I've got a 10-pounder. Looks pretty normal, but some things can happen with this. David, what's the most common thing, and what do we need to look out for?
Well, the 10s are notorious for getting bent if they get dropped and the ring pops out of the center. So if it completely pops out and you don't have a ring inside, we remove it right away. The 25s also have some problems with getting loose. We tried at one point to, all of the ones that had a compromised ring, we actually spray painted them red, basically like danger, and put a sign on them saying these are just for powerlifting, not to be dropped, or just for like squats and deadlifts. But a lot of the members just kind of missed the message on that and still kept using them, and the plates would move and sway. So we just took them out of circulation.
Okay, so we're over here at the band section. David, what kind of stuff do we see with bands? I mean, how can someone get hurt? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, as you may have seen, people are nervous when they get on a band a lot of times. They're scared about it kind of snapping. And so a lot of times, over time, what you'll see is little cracks will appear in the band. This can be from just overuse, or also people using them with their Olympic lifting shoes. Right, will kind of cause a little cut in there. Yeah. So anytime we see a compromise in the band, we just take it out of circulation right away. We don't want to risk anybody getting the band snapped on them. So besides members pointing them out to us, we try to go through here, maybe every other week, or every couple weeks, to just try to remove any ones that are frayed or old.
Another common thing that we see is ropes and cracks in ropes. So is it the same situation, or do you handle this a little bit different?
Well, this is a little bit different because the rope won't necessarily break, but little bits of wire can show. So when people are doing a double under and they catch their shin, it can cause an injury. So this is not something that people really notice. We recommend first is to always jump rope on rubber to try to avoid this breakdown. This happens more from when you use it on wood or concrete. So this is one of our common maintenance, or one of the items that we do regular maintenance on. Go through the ropes, see if anything's fraying. We actually purchased a bulk size spool of wire.
Great.
And so we can replace it pretty regularly to avoid that.
Another piece of equipment that most affiliates have is a GHD, but there can be some issues with maintenance as well on this thing. So David, what do you usually see in this?
Well, this is one of those exercises that some people get uncomfortable with. They're going upside down. And what we've seen is, in the adjustment, sometimes it's in a workout, people are moving them quickly, is that the knob on the backside that you adjust, sometimes over time it doesn't click into position as well. Okay. So again, it's one of those things that hopefully the members communicate that with you, or you notice as a coach, and you can order a replacement one, or just see what the problem is, see if you can fix it. But you really want to make sure that the members understand that this should be locking in position. It shouldn't slide around. Another thing is that sometimes the bolts around the pads will get loose, so going through and making sure that those are tightened up, just to make sure that it's a nice, secure, solid piece of equipment.
CrossFit RRG. We've got your back.